Hi everyone, this is Alex Sheen, founder of Because I Said I Would, with an announcement about a program change we're having at the organization. As some of you may know, we started adult chapters, local groups of volunteers who keep promises to help people in need, but also work to become better citizens through personal development. We started that programming a couple of years ago. We started 6 chapters, and we knew that the road would be hard, but we thought by starting with this number, we would learn the lessons along the way. And certainly that happened in many regards, but it was a tough journey. We had 3 of our chapters closed because our attendance numbers were dwindling, where sometimes we'd have events when only a few people would show up. But at that point, in any sort of commitment, you can't just let the disappointment stop you. You've got to at least reformulate, come back at it with a new plan. And so what we did was we hired more resources, we expanded our budget. We didn't require fundraising at a local level so that those volunteers could focus on impact. We invested in technology. We did a bunch of things that we thought could turn the ship around. But as time progressed from those adjustments, we really haven't seen a change in our attendance numbers. We're still having these moments where sometimes we'll do events where only 10 or 12 people might show up. And I think at that point, every nonprofit should really, when they can say to themselves, like, I don't know if this program is as efficient with the funding, we've got to look in the mirror and ask ourselves some tough questions. We've got to come to a tough moment of accountability, and that's what we're doing right now. Because I said I would, and myself as its founder, we've decided to close our remaining 3 adult chapters. One of the most difficult decisions I've made in my tenure as CEO. It's been a hard decision, not just because it's not just because it disappoints people. Obviously, I'm so grateful for our volunteers, our chapter leadership teams, and you don't want to let them down. But part of it is also that I've been there. I mean, I was chapter leader of multiple chapters. I did volunteer at these places. I put my heart and soul, like so many of our supporters have, to try to build this program. And I think when you have a sense of commitment to something, that you almost get to this moment where you just don't want to give up because you just don't like giving up. I mean, that's part of how we operate. But at that same moment, when you've put sincere effort into something, you've tried to make adjustments, you go at it again, you've got to reflect. And I think that there's a quote that I heard recently that speaks to sort of this moment. And that is, vanity is the quicksand of reason. If we're only keeping at something for the sake of an image, then I think we've lost our way just a little bit. And for me, I feel that the impact of our chapter program, that it still can continue, that lessons that we learned, that everything that we've done can still continue because of our high school chapters. As you may or may not know, we have 3 high school chapters right now. The momentum of those are much stronger, and we have plans to start 3 more high school chapters, and maybe even 6 more high school chapters by the end of 2018 if we can find the right schools. And so for me, it's about taking what we have accomplished and applying it to an area where we're just seeing more interest. I'm very much looking forward to what we can do with the next generation and the work that we already do with schools, but it still is a bittersweet moment. I have a big dream for what adult chapters can be, and I still hold on to that. I still believe that there can be a revival of this program, that once we shore up pieces and parts that should have been stronger from the beginning, that we can come back one day to adult chapters. But right now we've got to make the decision that is most impactful, the decision that can make the biggest difference, and have the humility to admit that a shift is needed. I want to say thank you so much to all of our chapter members who, side by side with our volunteer leaders, with our staff here, with myself, I want to thank you to everyone who came to those events to feed the homeless, to make blankets for babies who are addicted, born addicted to heroin, for cleaning up trash in their community, for all these promises that you kept. Know that made a difference, and no one can take that away from us. If you have any questions, any feedback, any thoughts that you think would help us learn from this process, I encourage you to email us, even me directly, Alex at Because I Said I Would, or our director of chapter programs and training, Chris at BecauseISaidIwould.com. Reach out to us. Let us know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and more about what we can learn on how to make this better. Thank you.